Hey there YouTube, Flaming Creations here, back with another video, and today I have quite a few items to show for Christopher. First off being this 2010 Remake Glove. This is the first time I've gotten to make a Remake Glove since 2017, I believe, so kind of went all out as best as I could for this. I had to go out and buy a MIG welder specifically for this glove, since this is the only glove in the series that has MIG welded blades. Or the blades are MIG welded onto the tips. You get the point. Not even sure how well the camera's picking up all the different colors on here, but I had to rescale down all of my templates because my old ones were a bit too large, so I also redesigned a few things. Also, part of the reason why this video took so long is the fact that I had to learn how to MIG weld. I did some stick welding in high school, and I had got that confused with MIG welding, so it was kind of like learning from the beginning again. So the welds on here are sloppy, but welds on the Remake are kind of sloppy, so good look at your blade shapes, since each one has a different shape. And the stubby little pinky. The hinge is made of solid copper rod that has been drilled out and threaded all the way through. So this is on a large size leather, but it's kind of made to fit a medium hand. It's just the reason why I use large, is it adds that little extra length to the cuff that a medium wouldn't. I wish the sun was showing up more. I'm doing this video kind of at sunset, and the sun just happened to dip down just enough to where it isn't really quite poking through. So trying to show all the different colors in the stalls. You know, you got some reds, everything that mix in with, you know, some caramel colors, some more reds, really red pinky. Maybe if I bring it closer you can kind of see. The tip pieces and the stalls are made from type M copper pipe, and the strips and the actual cuff are made from type L copper pipe. The blades are 1/8 inch steel, MIG welded on. In the past, what I would do is I would solder the blades on and make it look sloppy to look like welds will. Now I actually have a MIG welder, so I have to do it authentically. I should also say that Christopher was very lucky with this glove. For those of you who don't really know or pay attention to my Facebook page, I have it set on there, I have it set on there where certain gloves that I either really want to make or have never been made before, or either in a really long time, I have marked down in price under my limited sale gloves, and those are like, you know, like kind of a one, and then, you know, you get it for a low price, and then after that they kind of go back up. So the Remake was listed under there because I have been wanting to make a Remake again since 2017, since that's the last time I made one. I knew I could improve upon it, so this was actually listed for sale at that time for, I think it was $225. Normally these are $265, but he got really lucky, and I'm actually kind of considering increasing the price on this particular glove just due to the fact that this is not easy, and this is not easy, at least for me. We'll see though. If anyone else orders a Remake anytime soon, they'll probably get it for the $265 price, and then depending on how things go. Whoa, accidentally bumped the camera. This piece I can't take entire credit for. I actually made a hinge piece, and it turns out that drilling centered through solid copper rod is not easy. So my holes were all off-centered and it didn't line up, so I actually went to a local machinist fabricator and had them drill it centered and then thread it for me. So I can't entirely take credit for that, but I brazed it on. The machinist said that to do that I'm going to need a lathe. So going to need to invest in a lathe, and those are also pricey, so he also charged me a decentish amount, I would say. I mean, it was about what I was expecting, but still seeing it is like, ouch. So I am out money on this glove, which is okay. I still got to make a glove that I am very proud of and really happy to make. I guess I should probably unscrew this. I would recommend unscrewing it from the index side here. I mean, you can still unscrew it from the pinky side, but I always unscrew it from the index side, so it's up to you. You're going to need to use a drill or a screwdriver. I just find it easier with a drill to do this. You don't need to undo it all the way, but also I should state, before I forget, the blades, since they're made from stainless steel, or I think it's stainless steel, flat bar steel, I don't know. I have noticed that certain spots will tend to rust up on the blades. And just as a heads up, you know, for these pretty much Versus and Remake blades, since I use the same thickness for that, when they start to rust up, you're going to want to sand them. Now, I will send along some sandpaper for you, to the kind that I use, but I sand usually up and down, not long ways. I sand up and down, because that's the way the grain is with this particular glove, and you don't want to mess up the grain. But yeah, just sand up and down to try to remove any rust, and use WD-40. You know, WD-40 these kind of often. But I was going to show you here how the hinge opens and everything. It has, you know, right it inside the cuff there. So, here's an inside. The washers are brass, apparently, on the Remake. I always thought they were stainless steel, but apparently they're... Oh, mosquito biting me. I always thought they were brass, but... Just give you a better kind of look at the inside of the glove here. The tips, apparently, are also lathed, but I do it the lazy way, since I don't have a lathe currently. But yeah, here is the inside, and all those fancy details there, so yeah, really like this Remake glove. Very proud of this. And this is how my Remake gloves should be looking from now on, aside from the fact that, you know, obviously differences in color. You know, I'm not going to be able to get the same color the exact same way every single time, so you know, you can kind of screw this on in there. Oh, it's kind of off center there. Oh. Yeah, once you get it lined up properly, you can screw that in, and I'm not going to have it all the way on, but just kind of showing you now again. '2010 Remake glove. Alright, I've spent enough time on this glove. 8 minutes. Oogling and ogling over it. But yeah, I'll send sandpaper along for if the blades start to rust up, just as a little heads up with that though. Now, also, oh hey, there's a bunny. Hello, bunny. You're fairly close to me. Are you coming to say hello, or are you coming to bite me? I don't know. Now, Chris also ordered 4 random fingers. So here are all 4 random fingers. I'll go through each of them kind of individually here, but he didn't specify which ones he wanted, so I just pick and chose to kind of show throughout the franchise. Have a Part 3 index finger. Ugh, freaking mosquitoes. He's doing some sort of display, from what I understand. So he wanted like disassembled, half-assembled fingers. I'm also sending a whole bunch of scrap pieces that I have lying around too. So, also have a Part 6 middle finger. Part 6 middle finger. Part 4 ring finger, regular Part 4. We'll also include some rivets for the flats. I don't know if you wanted these on there or not. Essentially what I charged him for was the price of a finger keychain, just without the keychain. So, and then a Part 2 pinky finger. What the hell? bugs flying into my hands or something. I don't know. I forgot to do this part with heat. Normally I do this part now with heat, but I forgot, so I used paint. Sue me. Actually don't. But the blades are all scratched up. You can kind of see the bevel there on the top and the bottom bevel there. And of course, this side all scratched up where they tried to cover up the case logo. Oh shit, I just realized I forgot to do the serrations there on the pinky. I'll do that after this video here. But yeah. Just happened to notice that there, that I forgot to do that, so don't worry, I will remember to do that now that I've brought it up. Got a little nice red coloring there on it. But yeah. So we got all those. And yeah, a whole bunch of random pieces. But yeah, there is your beautiful 2010 Remake Glove. And I should say again that if anyone is interested in a 2010 Remake Glove, they normally go for $265. That price may go up here in the future. I am not sure yet or not if I'm going to actually increase that price. But just in case, well, the next one for sure will be $265. If they go up in the future, then you'll obviously know. I'll state it in the next video. But yeah. Anyways, this video is long enough. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe. Keep an eye out on the page on my Facebook that says, you know, what the limited sale gloves are. I still have a few limited sale gloves on there. I think the Part 6 Secondary Hero is on there, and the Part 4 Production 5 Rivet Glove is also on there. But yeah, keep an eye out on there. Also, again, just as a personal note, apologies to Chris for all this taking so long. Not only did I have to learn to MIG weld, but also had family thing come up. So I had to take care of all of that, and that's why everything took so long. So again, apologies for that. I should be back on a more regular schedule again in terms of gloves. So yeah, I'll see you guys.